What's up, YouTube? Today we have a very special guest. I'm going to be referring to this band as Torso Frick for YouTube's sake, only because YouTube has penalized me for posting some Lividity artwork. So if you're seeing this, that means that I'm unbanned. Torso, how are you today?
Very good. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be
Oh, of
here.
course. So I want to know, how did the band officially start?
Okay, so it's probably something I would need to answer because we go back to 95, 96. That's when it started up by me. So, and back then I was a young guy, you know, 12, 13 years old. Came up with this band name by reading lyrics of Autopsy's Act of the Unspeakable album and shit like that. So that's when I came up with the band name, you know, and so we go so much way back, and that's how it started. And now we are here with Miro, my son, playing drums for me. So if you want to talk about the very beginning of Torsof, right? You want to hear about that or?
Yeah, like what bands got you into metal? Like how did it all, like what was the decision to make the band? What made you want to
Oh
make
yeah.
the band?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I was okay from the very beginning. I was like 8 years old, 8 9 years old. I got into Motorhead. Motorhead was the greatest band ever, and it still is, I would say. So that's where it started, and within 1 year from that, when I discovered Motorhead, I got into more and more extreme stuff. Within 1 year, I got into Sepultura and bands like that, early death metal stuff in the very, very early 90s. 1991, 92, I was so young, but I was influenced by these bands from the very beginning and always seeking for more and more extreme stuff. So from my dad was the person who he took me to a record store. He had a like still have he still has his old vinyl record collection, like hundreds of everything from the very beginning of metal music, Black Sabbath, stuff like that. So he asked me, "What do you want? I will buy you this one album," and I took a Motorhead album, and that's where it begins. Okay, so yeah, that's where it started, and I got into Motorhead, Manowar, and Saxon, and stuff like that.
So like new
But
wave of British heavy metal.
yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Iron Maiden, yeah, and all these like heavy metal bands. But it seems like it wasn't enough for me because uh, some of my school friends told me they told me that oh, you like that kind of stuff. My big brother has like something you would like probably, and I went to them. We checked out his big brother's collection. There was like Napalm Death,
Oh, there you go.
Benediction, and Death, Pestilence, all these like early Death and Grind, and I got like dubbed tapes from this big brother, and he really like gave me my starting point to this more extreme. Napalm Death Scum is still one of the greatest albums ever for me. It
You're a
really
Scum
started.
guy.
Yeah.
You like Scum better than like the more death metal stuff of like Harmony Corruption?
Well, to me, if we talk about Napalm Death, I would say Scum, the A side songs and sound is the greatest they ever done. Scum A side. And after that comes Harmony Corruption. I
Okay.
really love Harmony Corruption myself.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
You like
for
So
that
me.
yeah,
utopia? You like
yeah,
that too,
yeah,
Miro? You like Napalm Death?
Yeah, uh, I have the same as my dad, so I like the Scum A side and Harmony Corruption. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, I think for before Brutal Death Metal, I think that was one of the most extreme records. Um, Now,
yeah.
so you guys are known for some graphic artwork. Where do you draw the line with grotesque artwork in death metal? Is anything ever too much or like too real or what's your opinion on that?
Yeah. Well, from the very beginning, yeah, well, we jumped a little bit because, yeah, at some point I got into because I was always looking for more and more extreme stuff in my youth. Then I got into gore grind, of course, which was using like really grotesque artworks. And I got into that, of course, because I was one of those people who was like seeking all the extremes all the time, and that influenced me also because just for the sake of the like sicker the better. It always was my like something that I liked, and so when I came up with the band name, I came up with started to do the music, and finally came up with first real like recording, which was the split album with Lymphatic Plague in the early 2000s. Okay, so that band is like pure gore grind, craziness, whatever it is, and I wanted to use also something on that lines, with artwork. So I got the artwork for that, uh, which is pretty sick. But so I mean, um, how to say it? It's like with Torsof, people think we or I, whatever, used a lot of like real life stuff, but most of the stuff is not like even real. It's photoshopped, what
Okay.
or what, So
Right.
erotic diarrhea fantasy cover is real sketch fetish cover artworks thing, yeah, but it's not. I don't consider it myself so sick. It's just
It's kind of nasty.
it's just
Yeah, it's
nasty.
kind of
it's just like
disturbing to
nasty
look
or
at.
something. And yeah, so I mean, sorry, what was the question actually?
Like where do you draw the line with like that type of artwork?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, always. To be honest with you, always whatever done with is considering something done with anything to do with children or anything. I will never use that kind of stuff or uh, actually not so much even like I said, real stuff.
Right.
Everything's been like mostly photoshopped and
Right.
not so real. They look real or something. So, and after this, the shock value was something that I wanted to give people in the very beginning. It was something that I wanted to do because that's how you get the effects from people, and I wanted that, and I think I did it. So it's time for everything, and that's why this like new version of Thor as a band, we with Miro here doing drums for me and stuff like that. We don't use like anything close to that anymore. We just use we want to
More
support.
cartoonish type stuff.
Yeah, more.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
not like rotting crushed or like disgorged from Mexico with like the real life cadavers and stuff, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, and all that like as you said, Discords, all that. uh, of course, yeah, influenced me to be on the same level as much as possible. Uh, kind of like use more like yeah, pictures of something,
Yeah.
even if we had like Photoshop and stuff like that. The album cover of the second album, Postpartum, is not like it's from a movie. It's not a
So
like
so where
real.
did you get that artwork?
It's from a like it's from a fetish movie of kind,
But you don't remember the
underground
title
movie.
for it?
Yeah, Hammer Smashed Face.
That was the name of the movie?
Yeah.
So the movie actually comes from the Cannibal Corpse song.
Well, I don't know the name of the movie is that. Yeah.
Yeah, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So I noticed on your Instagram you have a Gaffed and Ritual Torment tape. How did someone like you even acquire those tapes?
Well, someone like me. Someone like me is a person who has been a fan of this music since I was 8 years old. So now I'm 43. So I have a lot of connections, to collectors, stuff like that. So, that's how someone like me would get that type of tapes.
Was tape trading from America big to your country?
I guess so, yeah. I'm still like okay, actually, yeah, it has been, yeah. But bands like Ritual Torment or Gaff were not like something that you would really get through tape trading. I'm not pretty. I'm quite sure that no one else in Finland has those tapes. That's
That
just
that's what
us.
I mean. It's like,
Yeah,
how do you even acquire them rarities? I don't even have the one Ritual Tormentor Gaffed.
yeah, yeah. And you are from New Jersey, right?
I'm pretty much from New Jersey, yeah. So I have,
Yeah.
Daemonacy, Mortal Decay type of stuff, Ripping Corpse stuff, but not
Oh yeah.
not
Yeah.
them. And I live here.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
So
So yeah, like I said, I'm really into this stuff, man. That's how.
you're you're true old school brutal death metal. So
Oh yeah.
so what newer brutal death metal bands do you guys like?
Uh,
Let me. Yeah, Miro can answer more for this.
yeah, well, I have I have a couple here, so uh I don't know if you can see it, but intestinal sodomy,
Okay.
the the demo, it's pretty brutal stuff. Uh, regurgitated entrails.
Well, that's a classic Sam's band.
Yeah,
Well, it was Sam's band.
yeah. Uh, necrotic infibulation, and yeah, there's many great bands in this like new wave of brutal death metal, especially on New Standard
Yeah, the
Elite.
NSC stuff.
I think,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
How do you feel about more of like the hardcore crowd getting into brutal death metal?
Hardcore. Well, whoever gets to this, I mean, it's like that's pretty hard question for us to answer. We have nothing to do with hardcore people or music. In Finland, it's so little. There is no.
It's more of
I
an
don't know
American
anything.
thing. It's definitely more of an
Yeah, yeah,
American thing.
exactly. So it's like something that we don't really know anything about. I personally I do like some hardcore, like but it's like bigger band. Some hate. I do listen some Hatebreed
It's
sometimes,
it's more of like the
when I
metal, like the thrash metal-y type of hardcore, like Hatebreed and like Cro-Mags, like
stuff like
stuff
that.
like
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's what we know, but we are
I
not
mean,
the
like
best ones to talk
you
about.
go to a show and there's a kid with like baggy pants on and like doing the dancing and the moshing, and he just got
Yeah.
into brutal death metal recently because of like trends, and he's wearing like a Discord shirt. Like, how do you feel about like the hardcore kids coming in and like wearing brutal death metal merch, and they're just like all about the hardcore scene? Like, do you think it's
That's
like a problem with like modern? Do you think it's like a problem with modern brutal death metal right now?
well, if I would say if that kind of thing causes some problems or anything, then it might be like a problem. I don't because we have been into US a couple times now playing with this lineup, and all we have seen on those times, we haven't met any of that. I would say, it's all we have just met like brutal death metal freaks and stuff like that. So I don't know. That's not something that we are so good to answer.
Right.
I don't know.
Doesn't concern you. You guys are true brutal death
No,
metal.
yeah, completely, yeah,
Yeah.
completely death metal,
Do,
nothing else.
do you guys like any other music besides metal or rock?
Miro,
Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know. Um, like 95% of my music taste is just death metal and metal in general. Mm,
yeah, yeah, same here.
Like, you
About
don't have a few like
95%.
Michael Jackson records you throw
No,
on when you're in the
no,
mood?
not really. No.
So just
no, no, no.
pure, not even like, Aerosmith, just pure death metal 24/7.
Basically, yeah.
Because a lot of
I
band, a
also
lot of brutal death metal bands, when I do questions like these, a lot of them, especially like the older crowd, like bands from the 90s, they don't even barely listen to death metal anymore. They're listening to like Leonard
Oh, yeah,
Skinner and like Kiss
true.
and Van
Yeah,
Halen, but they still
yeah,
play. But you guys are total brutal
yeah,
death metal. Like, it's
yeah.
just broken hope and regurgitation 24/7.
Yeah, yeah.
basically, yeah,
Basically, yeah. And of course,
some thrash metal now and then, maybe some black metal.
Right,
maybe some
anything
black metal.
extreme metal. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not like
Yeah,
you have like an album from like The Cure that like it's like your guilty pleasure, like you put
No,
on like on a random
no,
Sunday. No.
no, no,
Okay.
no. Just death metal. Or, yeah, death
Okay.
metal, old school death metal, and brutal death metal. I grew up with old school death grind and brutal death. And well, Miro always had a chance to listen whatever he wanted, but here he is like you when Miro was a kid, he really liked like Slayer, Metallica, stuff like that, and still I guess you still do. I love my Slayer too, actually. Yes, so 95% of it's death metal, brutal death metal, and the 5% is some black metal, some thrash,
Sabbath,
Slayer,
Slayer, Saxon,
yeah, stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Priest.
Yeah. So because yeah,
What is your favorite
yeah.
Slayer? I've been in a Hell Awaits kick lately. What are you guys go-to
Mhm.
Slayers?
What's your best
Well,
Slayer, man?
South of Heaven was my first Slayer album that I listened to, if I remember correctly. But I like all Slayer albums actually. Divine Inter, how do you pronounce it?
Divine Intervention?
Divine Inter. Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
spicy pick. That's a
yeah.
spicy pick.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't really hear anyone say that that's their favorite, but that's probably my favorite right now. Uh,
Cool.
it's pretty underrated in my
Yeah, it has those
opinion.
like laser beam guitars in the start. What
Yeah.
about you, Miko? What's your go-to Slayer?
Yeah, well, first of all, I think my favorite Slayer song ever is 213. So it's gonna be that. That album is like, and also I like Seasons the Abuse
Yeah,
a lot. Nothing to take. I mean, I love every Slayer album. I'm one of those who I'm a huge fan of the whole band in general. I mean, from the very beginning to the very end, I love everything. But I grew up in the like I was really growing up in the early 90s with my musical taste, and that's when Caesar the Abuse and albums after that came. So it's like, but 213 is my favorite song. Uh, yeah, and I love the Kerry King album he made. I like that stuff. You
yeah.
know, I like him. I like Kerry King. He's a great
Yeah,
guy.
for sure.
So
Now,
yeah,
who's more shocking of a band? You guys, Lividity, or Reiko Jesus?
yeah. Well, maybe I answered this. I
Yep.
mean, Lividity, Wake of Jesus, both of those bands, I really loved from the beginning, and they are before Torsof. So I mean, I think both of them are like secret than us in a sense. Uh, I can bring something to it, saying that I was listening to them and getting inspiration from both of those bands actually, and because I was always seeking the more extreme and sick stuff, and seeing their lyrics and hearing them really made me think, creating this Thor thing and trying to bring something of my own to it, and trying to be a little bit more sick or something. So I really don't, I really can't answer that perfectly, but I think that in a sense, Torso is sicker than both of those bands. But Waco Jesus is really offensive band.
Super
Uh,
offensive.
yeah, yeah. So it's like, yes, I know we are too. I know Liberty is too, but Waco Jesus is like extremely offensive in many ways. Uh, so I mean, I would just love to be like friends with all these guys.
You guys are the three sickest bands, though, you think?
Sorry, what?
You
What?
you think that all three of those bands are the sickest in brutal death metal?
Mm,
Maybe Infernal
I
Torment.
mean, yeah, but it's not like Infernal Torment is not going on for.
Yeah,
I
it's kind of
mean,
like
Yeah.
cartoony, like regurgitation, you know?
yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I know Liberty is going strong still. They're going strong,
Yeah.
and we made a comeback, and we are still going. I'm not sure if is Waco Jesus still going on. Are they doing
Um,
anything?
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah, me
recall.
neither. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think yeah, it's hard. I try to do my best to also uh, offense people and create something sick. So
Maybe Gorgasm.
yeah,
They have some
Yeah,
pretty
orgasm.
offensive lyrics.
yeah, yeah. I mean, there are other bands also which are like yeah, Gorgasm is one. We need to mention Gorgasm. There are some really offensive stuff going on in their lyrics, and
Or,
you
or
know,
yeah, like Stab
and
Wound
or
EP from '98.
yeah,
That's an offensive one. Of
oh
course,
yeah,
Mortal Decay with Sickening,
yeah,
another
oh yeah,
offensive one.
yeah. It is. Yeah,
Now,
it is. Yeah.
is misogyny a problem in death metal?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't see there is any problem anywhere. I mean, if we speak about like outside of like subject matter, or do you mean like
in person.
in person, like we go to the shows? I mean, playing somewhere. Do we see a misogyny over there, or do you mean like a
Yeah, it's
problem
like
in?
is brutal death metal offensive to women? And does brutal death metal hate women? Is it a problem?
Yeah, well, I would say brutal death metal could be like offensive to women, and it could be offensive to many other things. Because to be honest with you, the very beginning of this music style, like brutal death metal, everything starting from Cannibal Corpse or whatever bands, Autopsy, Acts of the Unspeakable. The subject matter is yes, we are all men, and we've been writing lyrics from the perspective of a man, like influenced by serial killers, stuff like
Right.
that. Which the sickest serial killers in the world are always men, always been men, and the violence and sexual violence have been towards women, unfortunately, and that's just how it has been, and it probably always will be. That's the influence for many of us, kind of like in in art and entertainment,
Like horror
with
movies.
Yeah,
Kind of like it's kind
yes,
of like
and
the musical form of like a Halloween movie or like Friday the 13th, kind of like
yeah,
that. But
there is a
instead of
there's a
watching it, you listen to it.
yeah, and
yeah,
like there is a psychopath, which usually is a male, and it's towards women. So that's where the like misogyny comes from, kind of like. But it's just that's just how it is. I mean, I would never do like I'm a man, and I write lyrics, I do music, I and I in entertainment style, and something that I like. It's nothing against women, of course, but it's like, and even in Friday 13th, the first one, it's a woman who is
Woman
the
killer,
killer.
yeah, 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 for
So
sure.
yeah. So, but
Mrs.
anyways,
Brooks.
it's like there is separate things. It's entertainment. It's the real life. And if we talk about the real life, of course, it's totally different. I do not support anything like misogyny or violence or anything towards other gender. So that's of
Right, it's
course
just
not.
portraying
No.
this the serial killers. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it's like that's where it comes from. Like many of these things, and you want to be offensive, you want to do like sickest sick shit ever. So that's how you do it if you don't offense like someone or
yeah,
something. It's
right.
always so that's just how it goes. But I don't see any like misogyny. I have never seen it in person. Like when we go out there, we haven't been playing so much live. I mean,
no.
just
Some
you
shows
some
here and
shows
there.
here and there, and but we've been playing with bands with females and female bands. I mean, and like we have never seen anything like that, or we
Yeah,
don't.
for sure. Brutal death metal is a
Of course,
tight
we don't
scene.
super. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like it's all entertainment, and everyone can, in my perspective, everyone can sing about whatever they want. It's not taken from my diaries.
Right, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's 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 just fiction.
It's just
Fiction.
fiction. Okay, so
If
okay, it's just fiction. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so what is your guys, both of your guys' big four of brutal death metal? So of course the big four of thrash metal is, Metallica, Slayer,
Yeah.
what is the big four for you guys for brutal death metal?
Uh, Probably Devourment will be in there. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about like brutal death metal bands that have like most of listeners or stuff like that, would uh, Mortician must be there,
Mhm.
Devourment. I guess Suffocation is brutal death metal band. Uh,
Defeated Sanity,
Defeated
maybe.
Sanity, something like that.
Okay, so there's the four. Devourment,
I
Mortician, Defeated Sanity, and Suffocation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
would say
that's totally fair. It seems like always Defeated Sanity and Suffocation are always two of my popular answers for people. Um,
yeah. Okay.
Suffocation because they, pretty much started it
Yeah, yeah,
in the New
yeah.
York death metal scene with like I think the only other
Yes.
thing from 91 was like Broken Hope. Um, but Defeated Sanity, uh I didn't realize how long their career is because they're writing demos from the 90s just like you guys and they're still going strong. They have no bad releases. Uh
Mm.
Great band and one, in my opinion, one of the top five best brutal death metal bands of all time. Um
Yeah, it's
so
it's really yeah.
uh
It's it
yeah,
is yeah.
yeah, for sure. So why did Torso originally break up and what was the decision to get you guys back together?
Yeah. Well, actually, Torsof has break up quite many times.
I think the main one was
Mostly.
2009 if I got my information correct.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. It was like I would say from the beginning. I made some demos, and I made that first split album with Lymphatic Phlegm. And to be honest with you, that's where I was like I have a lot of other things in my life. So early 2000s, I already was like done with this stuff. I
Yeah.
had so much other things to do. Doesn't mean I wasn't a death metal freak. I was, but I really didn't want to do a band my own. So when I got that split album out, I was happy about it, and I was like, wow, I got something out on some kind of record label, so I was happy about that. So, but life happens, and so within 6 months, 6 months, a record label from USA contacted me, which was Gorgiastic Records. They sent me mail that, hey, we heard your split. We want to keep you a record deal for album. I was like, oh man, what the fuck I'm gonna do about this? And I decided that okay, because I get this kind of thing going on. Someone wants to give me a record deal. I'm gonna do it. That's why I made up. I still came up with the Erotic Diary of Fantasy album, the first album. And when it came out, I was really happy about it. And that was when I really said, that's it. Now I'm done. Now I have
Yeah.
done everything I ever wanted to do. Get my stuff out there and give something from me to the music I love. Okay, and that was it. Then, couple of years later, record label contact me again and said we want to do a second album, and I had so much other things to do in my life, so I tried to do it, but it never came. It never came to happen. Then same year, couple guys contact me. There is a huge demand for this band in USA. So hey, we if we put up the lineup for you, will you come? You just need to do vocals. I was like, okay, if you do everything else, I'm gonna be there. So that's why we started to do like live shows back in the 07, 08, and 09. And there was like Maryland Death Fest in 2008. and a Mexican tour, stuff like that. And then in 2009, it all came to an end because the drummer had other bands he wanted to concentrate on, stuff like that. I was like, okay, I'm done. Now I'm totally done.
Right.
And we stopped it. And 2009, I continued my life with much, other things. And that's how it came. And Miro born in 2008. So when I was in Mexico, Miro was on the way to come, on the way, and now we are sitting here and talk about this stuff. It's great and it's
Yeah,
fun.
sure.
But yeah, that's just how it went back then. I really didn't want to even do it. I always loved this music stuff like that. I did everything I ever wanted, and I got it done, and you know it just ended, and that's it. That's why we stopped in 2009. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you both for coming on. If you haven't already, do listen to Torso. Also, Miro is in a band, Limbless.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yes,
have
check
Limber.
that
Yeah,
out too. That's a great one too on a NSE, New Standard Elite, great brutal death metal label. Thanks again for both of you guys coming on. I
thank you,
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Of
thank you.
course. Take care, guys.
Same to you, man. Thanks for having us.
Of course, it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. So,
Yeah,
and then enjoy Philly when you come. You got to get a cheesesteak.
you gonna be there?
Potentially, yeah. Maybe if you say a good word to Gutter, my band can open.
We didn't see you in New Jersey Death Fest, man.
I know I missed it. I was away. I would have liked to
There was
come.
gas
I
was
know.
playing.
I know. I mean, I will try to make the show. If I can't get my band on, I will for sure try to come because it would be cool to meet you guys in person.
Oh yeah, for sure, man.
For sure, for sure. But thank you. Take
Thank
care.
you. Take care.
Thank
Peace
you.
out.